Okay, it is 7:30, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Tonight's session is on setting up Epic, specifically your teacher account and your student accounts. So for this first couple of minutes, I don't have a screen to share with you yet, but I wanted to talk about what you're going to need to create your teacher account. Um, it is going to ask you for a district email because they want to verify that you are an educator. Because Epic is free for educators, they need to verify that you have a district issued email address. You'll need to create a password. They'll ask you to enter your name. They'll also ask for the name and the address of the school, what role you play in the school, the grade that you teach, and also how you heard about Epic. For tonight's session, we're going to use a test class that Crystal was kind enough to let me use her email to create. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you now so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the teacher dashboard. Up here in the upper right-hand corner, you have some icons, and the dashboard is going to be your place for a lot of information on your class specifically. So when you click on dashboard, this is what you see. And one of the first things you can do to customize your teacher account is to customize your avatar. So your avatar is this cute little icon over here. And in order to customize that, you click customize. And you can also edit how your name will appear on your account. So down here you have some choices for what you would like your icon to be. And you just select the one that you want, click update, and then you see that it's updated on your dashboard. All right, so one of the things that you want to become familiar with is how to update your account settings. That's up here in the right-hand corner. It's a link. So if you tap on that, this is where you would update your email address if you needed to, update your password, and also enable or disable those learning videos. I mentioned the learning videos in the session on Monday. It is an educational video option that has videos available for the students to watch. So that is, of course, up to you as the teacher if you want them to be able to access those videos or not, but this would be the spot that you would go to disable those or enable those for your students to see. Also here, you can get a new classroom code if you need one or see your current classroom code. We'll talk about that in a little bit. This is the code that the students will use to log in for the first time, or if they happen to get logged out and need to log back in. All right, so we're going to go back to the dashboard. And the next thing we're going to talk about is creating student accounts. So for my test classroom here, I already went ahead and added some students. I used my team as some of our sample students, but I want to make sure that we all understand how to add a student profile and what that entails. So in order to create a student account, you're going to click on the plus sign, create a profile link here. It's going to ask you for the student's first and last name. The next thing that you can enter is a PIN number. This is an optional feature that you can use. It's 4 digits, and the purpose of it is to protect the student profiles. So I use the last 4 digits of my student's ID number. We use that for a lot of passwords in the technology that we use in my classroom. You can enable or disable this, come back here and take it off or add it in if you decide later it's something you want or you don't want. Some of the benefits of using a PIN that I've seen in my classroom is the students get really excited about some of the books that they discover and they want to share it with their friends. Well, because primary kids have a hard time typing out and searching for specific titles, what they do then in order to read the book is log in using their friend's profile because it's just faster and easier for them. But I want to maintain the integrity of their separate profiles. So I have them use the PIN number. Now that doesn't mean that they don't sometimes give out their PIN number, but then again, that's also another teaching moment about digital citizenship and maintaining privacy with passwords. So you can do that here. You can also enable home access with a parent email if that's something that you choose to do. Parents can get a home account for $7.99 a month, and with that they get 4 different profiles. You can print out flyers and send those home if you like. I really just leave this alone unless a parent decides on their own to get it in their household, and then you get a notification, and then you just simply have to go in and enable that home access on your end. So once you've filled in all of the things for your student profile, you're going to click Create Profile. So I'm going to use OC and create a student profile here. And click Create Profile. And you see that she appears down at the bottom here as Josie P. You can also, if you click here at the top, where it says all students or actions, either one of those buttons, you can create a group. So you click here, you can click create a group here. It's going to ask you to name the group. The group names are visible to the students, so obviously you want it to be something that you're okay with them seeing. So it might be an animal, a color, however you see fit to name the group. I'm just going to call this group first grade. And you click create. And then the next thing it's going to ask you to do is add students to that group. So you can select all the students if you'd like, or you can go through and select specific students for that group. So I'm going to select my team here to make my first grade group. Click done. And now you have a group created with those students specifically. One other thing that I didn't mention about creating student profiles, it's always a good idea to create a fake student profile and include them in your class. And the reason I do this is because as you try new things and you get more comfortable with the website or the app, you might want to test things out on that fake student. So I always make a student named after my dog Roscoe, and that's the one that I test out new features on to make sure that I understand how they work and I can see it from the student perspective as well. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So when students are logging in for the first time, they're going to go to the app or the website, depending on the type of technology that you're using. It's going to ask them to click in the box next to student sign in on that initial screen. Then they're going to enter that code that is your classroom code, and that's under your account settings, but it also displays right here up in the upper right-hand corner. Once they enter that code, it's going to ask them to select their teacher. It should just show your name. They'll click on that. And then once they click on your name, it's going to display the profiles of all of the students. So from there, they would choose their profile and of course, enter their code if you have that enabled. And then they're in their profile and they're able to get started right away. One of the first things that they're going to see when they log in for the first time, it's going to ask them their age. And it's also going to ask them to choose some things that they're interested in to start building recommendations for them. General categories like sports, animals, jokes, that kind of thing. And that way their profile immediately has some choices and some suggestions for them to start reading. So one of the most important things that I want to make sure that we get to here in the last 5 minutes is showing your students how they can earn badges. And this is kind of an incentive thing that Epic has built in. So let me switch to a different profile. So you can, from the teacher dashboard here up again in the upper right-hand corner, there's the option to switch profile. So if you click on that, it brings you to this general classroom screen where everybody's profile is listed. So I'm going to go into my profile, enter my code, And it's a good idea for you to display this on the screen in the classroom and just show students how this works. I would recommend once you show them this, only allowing them a few minutes to change their avatar, because that's one of the first things that will appeal to them, and that's tied to them earning the badges. So in order to do that, it's very similar to the teacher dashboard. So I would just click on my student dashboard. You can show them how to, again, customize their avatar. When you get to the screen, this is how you can initiate that talk about the badges, because you'll see I have just a few options, and then I have all of these other avatars that are locked. And so this is the incentive that they get for earning badges. As they earn different badges, they can unlock avatars, and that allows them to change their avatar and have more choices. So showing them the badges. Once you've shown them how to customize their avatar and kind of dangled that carrot in front of them that they will have ways to earn new avatars, you need to come back out to this dashboard screen for the students and click on achievements. This is where it's going to show them all the different badges that they can earn. And I'm just going to quickly go through some of the badges and their description. So the first time they log in and they are in their account, they'll earn the Epic Reader badge right off the bat. So as you hover over all of these, it gives you a quick little description of how to earn that badge. So this first one, Blizzard of Books, you read 50 books as a class between January 30th and February 3rd, and they will earn this badge. Shark Week, read during Shark Week, which is June 26th through June 30th. That's over the summer. So students, excuse me, that will still have access to their account can earn that one. They get a badge when they open their first book. If they connect at home, they can earn a badge. They can earn a badge for decorating their journal. If they learn how to zoom using 2 fingers to zoom in on a page, once they do that, they earn a badge. Once they finish a book, they get a badge. And then we begin the count up to the number of books that they've read. So finishing 5 books, finishing 10 books, 20, 50, 100 books, 200 books. If they read for 10 minutes in a day, they get a badge. If they read for 30 minutes a day, an hour a day, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day. If they come back and read the very next day, they get the daily double badge. If they read every day for a week straight, again, this would be just an option for those students probably in the tech pilot that take the devices home, unless their parents choose to get the home account for them. Reading every day for 2 weeks straight, reading every day for a month, reading after 7 p.m. Again, probably only an option for the tech pilot students. Reading on the weekend, reading 5 books in a single day, adding a book to their favorites, rating a book, reading a book before 8 a.m. I know one of the things that I saw Susan do last year that I thought was cool that I want to try this year is letting the students read in the hall before the bell rings so that they can earn this badge before our school day starts. And then they just have different levels on from there, reading 10, 20, 30, 40, level 50. And so again, these are all badges that they can earn, and the further they get, the more avatars that makes available to them. So we're down to our last minute. Again, the recording of the PD session tonight will be up for 7 days. If you have any questions about setting up your teacher account or your student account, please just ask if I didn't answer your question in the session tonight. There are other features that I'm going to be discussing in future PD sessions. But if there's something that you're interested in trying before those come up, please don't hesitate to ask. All right, I think that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up. And again, thanks for watching. Please let me know if you do watch the recording, as I'm keeping track of how many people participate in the PD so that I can communicate that to admin. Thanks, have a great night.